Alrighty. With a 1-0 advantage in the series, playing as the Demon Hunter of the Ordo Malus, it is GuruSkippy. And in the red, trying to fight his way back from a deficit, it is Kastet, playing as the Warlock once again. So, Ordo Malus versus Eldar on Selenon Island. This map is not well liked in the competitive community. Mostly, I believe, because of the relative proximity of the two natural victory points, and then this one being off on its own island over here. Most of the action you'll see will be in this middle section where there is a garrison bunker. This giant rock in the middle is an interesting shot blocker, and units pathing around this can be somewhat special, shall we say. It is not uncommon to see sneaky attacks on the power. But, to start off the game, we have two generators straight away from Kastet, going immediately into a heavy power economy. Meanwhile, the Strike Squad and the IST moving in to take out the Guardian Squad. They kill one Guardian on retreat. And we'll set up camp in the natural victory point of the Eldar. We have Banshees moving to take the central power, contested power. Meanwhile, the IST do get the information that a lot of resource was spent on power here. So, Guru could make a solid guess here that there's not going to be a second Guardian Squad, and indeed we do see the Shuriken platform on the way. Might claim one generator here. There's not a great deal to force these Strike Squad and IST off, especially not with the Demon Hunter here in support. Where is the Warlock? The Warlock is coming back from the southeastern island. No, we're not quite going to kill this generator. It's on 13 HP. Instead, we focus our firepower on the Banshees. The IST take a Destructor, finish off the generator on. Now it's time to get out of here with the Shuriken weapon platform on the field. Not able to set up and get itself involved in this engagement, but the knockback there from the Warlock does send a few members of the Strike Squad flying. Warlock, giving chase to IST, will run directly into the waiting arms of the Inquisitorial Operatives. Shotgun-wielding specialist infantry, these guys can upgrade to get the fallback plan, which enables them to counter their own retreat orders, and drop a flashbang on retreat, which makes the retreat a little safer, assuming it's ranged units in melee with you. Bit of a strange one, that. And here the operatives are going to be intercepted by Guardians. Not a great fight for the operatives. They slip away into infiltration. You can decap in infiltration mode. You cannot cap in infiltration mode. There are rangers on the field now anyway to detect the operatives. And the second IST squad coming out right now for GuruSkippy. And the first squad is getting their sergeant on the way. Nice. Which gives them the ability to launch grenades. The operatives now moving in, trying to take some Guardian models with them. And indeed they got one, but the sniper rifle of the Rangers and the Destructor from the Warlock answers them in kind. What's going on here? This is the second IST squad moving onto the island to try and take back this contested victory point. So, 3 generators for GuruSkippy, only 2 for Kastet, despite the fact he invested earlier in power. Let's see if Skippy can actually defend his power. Does he read this movement by his opponent? Looks like he's heading back to defend now. Tough to flank this. You end up having to run all the way around, or run both squads into the firing arc of the setup team. As we see here, these 2 models need to get behind cover. Operatives are on the field, but they are now detected, trying to disrupt the Guardian weapon team. There's a incendiary grenade being launched. Or is it the smoke grenade? That's the smoke grenade, actually. And then a second grenade from the ISTs. Oh, IST's getting rinsed by Banshees, but Banshees getting equally rinsed by Strike Squad. One more hit will take another model. Demon Hunter on retreat. Oh, they're leaping over cover. That's fortunate. If they'd had to run round the cover, they would have run into the Demon Hunter, and his power sword would have... It does, doesn't it, Bakahiro? The color scheme does look a bit childish. I don't dislike it, but it definitely looks like an action figure. Strike Squad with their Nemesis Force halberds, dealing well with the Banshees in melee, and they've run straight into the mouth of the second setup team, causing a full retreat from the Strike Squad there. They lost 2 of their battle brothers. Tomes of Titan has been upgraded, increasing their health and melee damage by 10% and giving them the banishment ability. And when they get their Just Current tier 2, they will have their psychic, whatever it's called, I can't remember, the one that slows things. Meanwhile, ISTs on the flank engaged in a out-of-cover firefight with Guardians. One Guardian model has fallen, but now the Guardians are taking cover, making this a much worse fight for the IST, especially with the Warlock and the Banshees on the way. Aspect of Fleetness is up for the Banshees. Rangers in the middle being annoying as hell, and slipping away under the cover of infiltration. The operatives moving in will be detected by the infiltrated Rangers. Rangers do have a larger detection range than any other unit in the game, so they will see you before you see them, and they kinetic blast back the operatives. Here's a grenade being launched. What flavor is it? It is the incendiary grenade. We have the Armor of Fortitude for the Demon Hunter, which enables him to place enemy units into stasis. And he gets in onto the Guardian weapon team. Not the most dangerous melee combatant, but, you know, certainly not going to lose to a heavy weapon team in melee. Tomes of Titan being used there to cast banishment on the Guardian weapon team. Didn't really accomplish a great deal, didn't take any of the crewmates or do significant damage. Demon Hunter is in a really awkward spot here. Needs to try and find a safe retreat path away from the Banshees, and that is the Indomitable there being used to place him into stasis to prevent his untimely demise at the hands of the Banshees. Fallback plan activated. Retreating away are the operatives. 2 Banshees fell, and the Order Malice are going up into tier 2. Kastet surely to follow, not without too much delay. Guardian weapon team once more setting up onto the power farm. Slow bash, but it'll get the job done. Meanwhile, Inquisitorial Stormtroopers are attacking both victory points. These lads with their sergeant will see off the Guardian squad nice and easily. Let's have a look, see what the Strike Squad can accomplish. This position can be difficult to assault. You have to attack from 2 different angles, as the Guardian weapon teams can cover each other. And here we see the suppression being broken by Indomitable from the Demon Hunter, and an incendiary grenade. Really nice shot actually with the incendiary grenade. Gets all of the damage onto the main model, which is a die last model. So any damage you inflict to the main shuriken cannon will inflict first to the Guardians, rather than trying to kill off the weapon platform. We have a Rhino on the way as the first purchase in tier 2. And, oh god, Stormtroopers getting messed up by Banshees and Rangers. The Rhino will be enough to break this position, as there is nothing here that will hurt it. With the aspect of Fleetness, the Banshees can't get their heavy weapon Exarch. Also, tier 2 only just on the way now for Kastet. Victory points are in favour of Kastet. Barely. GuruSkippy's been doing a good job with his second IST squad, just keeping them running around, capping, but unfortunately does cede a full power bash to the enemy here. Not really, until the Rhino came out, no way to really engage into double shuriken weapon platforms. But they are able to save their node, which means they can rebuild power generators with relative ease. Let's see if they can reciprocate and bash power themselves. Their bash will also be reasonably slow. If they can get I assume the strike squad are loaded up into the Rhino? Yes, they are. Let's see here. The Shuriken cannon is just in range to cover this. Meanwhile, these stormtroopers being shot at by double rangers, taking a lot of model losses. But they do capture the natural wreck of the Eldar and push now against the rangers. But however, with only two models, time to get out of there. Oh, just well timed. That was almost very scary. The Bright Lance is now up, but the Rhino has neatly flanked it, allowing the Automalis to maybe get into melee with it, but no, it has to back up. Realizes with the Banshees in play with their Exarch, getting the strike squad out there would be a suicidal move. So not able to rebash the power. GuruSkippy under massive problems here when it comes to power income. Wraithlord coming out now for Kastet. We have once again seen patience from GuruSkippy, not investing early into the heavy bolter turret to increase his damage against infantry, waiting to see what vehicle the Eldar come up with. And it will be a Wraithlord. Wraithlord can't do pretty much anything against the las cannon Rhino. Not with correct micro, at least. Huge damage there from the Bright Lance of Kastet. Let's see if Skippy can actually defend his power at this point. Seems like a tough ask. Kinetic Blast knocking back everything. The suppression coming in from the Guardian weapon team onto everything else that wasn't knocked back. So another strong position here from the Eldar. Very hard to assault. Skippy needs something like a Dreadnought with a plasma cannon maybe, or something to break this. The shoulder-mounted Bright Lance is on the way. And he's going for the heavy bolter turret. He hasn't seen the... Please, Skippy. Please see the Wraithlord and cancel the heavy bolter turret. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's unfortunate. That's very unfortunate. If he just waited just a couple more seconds, he would have seen the Wraithlord, been able to buy the las cannon and just take it off the field. As things stand, this heavy bolter Rhino isn't going to do a great deal. Vindicare Assassin is the choice from GuruSkippy, having lost his entire power farm now. Destructor from the Warlock does decent damage to the Strike Squad, who have their Justicar, moving into melee with the Guardian weapon team. Cancelling their retreat are the operatives with the fallback plan. The heavy bolter turret shredding the Banshees as they try and get into the blob of ISTs. The Strike Squad amazingly low. They have to retreat out of here. The Wraithlord is hit by a haywire grenade. Will claim one model. Will the Warlock claim a second? No. But the Rangers sniping from downtown will. Wraithlord going mostly uncontested at this point. ISTs in a desperate charge against the Bright Lance team, trying to clear the way for the Rhino to come in. And they are able to do so. Victory points in favour of GuruSkippy. Warp Spider's on the way now for Kastet. The Vindicare Assassin is up and running. He has loaded the turbo penetrator rounds, which enable him to do anti-vehicle damage. Both sides taking some heavy casualties. Skippy losing his entire power farm was very rough. He cannot afford to renode this. He cannot afford to drop a third generator. It's going to really affect his income going forwards. You can see it. His wreck income, decent. Power income, behind that of his opponent, despite the fact he has lower upkeep. What's going on over here? A webway gate has been found. Guardians escape with 2 models from the Demon Hunter. What's happened to the Wraithlord? Is the Wraithlord dead? How the hell did that die? Oh, operatives with the haywire. What the hell? Vindicare Assassin with operatives took out the Wraith Guard. Haywire grenade into shots with turbo penetrator rounds. That shouldn't have happened. That now completely justifies the heavy bolter turret. That's a huge blow actually for Kastet. He lost his Guardians here as well. They weren't able to get into the webway in time. My god. That Wraithlord going down is such a swing for GuruSkippy there. They now have nothing except from a Haywire Grenade and a Bright Lance to deal with this Rhino. Not able to get the Haywire Grenade onto rear armor, but the Bright Lance is firing. One more shot. One more. And the Rhino is down. Okay. Overextended the Rhino. Not expecting the Haywire Grenade. Kinetic Blast knocks over the entire army of Stormtroopers. The Strike Squad are in range to support, but the suppression now onto the ISTs. One IST squad trying a grenade to break their friends free. Strike Squad now charging in. They have their Justicar. This is a more even fight than it would have appeared. And Banshees get wrecked. Strike Squad lose a model, but now are able to advance onto the Guardians. Destructor used against the 3 models remaining of the IST. It's just the Sergeant and the Acolyte left. That Strike Squad retreat path could have been nasty, but they'll escape just fine. Meanwhile, the Demon Hunter off capping. He caps the natural victory point of the Eldar. And we once again have victory points ticking down in favor of the Order Malice. This power is a real issue, though. He can afford to rebuy the node and put down another generator, but can he hold it? Is that where he wants to spend his resources? Apparently not. Pretty much the entire Order Malice force back in base. Double Warp Spider action coming out. This Warp Spider squad does not have their aspect, does not have their Exarch, but are still bloody annoying. Teleporting around. Big damage, and here comes the Exarch for this squad. Let's see what the Eldar wish to do. We have the Force Rod here, which gives him the Retribution ability, which silences damages and knocks back foes. It does everything. It's also a hell of a melee weapon. Indomitable's pop to allow the Demon Hunter to move forwards, looking for a good spot for the Retribution perhaps, or just looking to retreat out, just looking to get out of there, realizing that's not a fight he can hope to win. Retreating away from the Banshees, back into the welcoming arms of double IST, focusing on the Warp Spiders. Warp Spiders doing good damage, the Acolyte leader popping his ability to prevent damage against the Strike Squad. Against the squad of Stormtroopers. Strike Squad now engaged with Howling Banshees. This is a level 3 Strike Squad. These guys are absolutely vicious in melee. With the support of the ISTs, easily able to take out the Banshees. IST moving up. Notes that the Rangers are present. Vindicator is also on the field. The las pistol of the Sergeant doing quite good damage on retreat, actually. Meanwhile, operatives have been engaged by the Warlock. The Warlock has no war gear, but he is level 3. Tier 3 now on the way for GuruSkippy. Despite the fact he lost his entire power farm, had to rebuy it and still has not done it. The bleed being inflicted on the Eldar, especially the Warp Spiders. These guys are so expensive to replace. 53 rec, 4 power. They are massively expensive. Losing Warp Spider models is just devastating. Do these IST realize there's Rangers there? Yes, they do. That's good. And we're going to have a double cap maintained. GuruSkippy doing a really good job on the victory points here. Has done all game. And Tier 3 will be on the way. Will we see Crusaders? Will we see a Vortimer? Or will we see Grey Knight Paladins? No, it's not. Well, we won't see Paladins because they're unique to the Brother Captain. But we might see Grey Knight Terminators. This is the first stage of the first matches of the single elimination round, Gargamel. So we've done the first stage, the group stage, and this is now the final stage. But the first matches of the final stage are being played right now. Now here we see the reverse happening, which is the Strike Squad are going to get minced by Banshees with the support of the Warp Spiders, and they're not going to get out of this. This is a bridge too far for the Strike Squad, and they will wipe. Oops. Forget that you can't tab out of Dawn of War. My apologies, gang. My apologies. Stupid thing. Here we see the Demon Hunter engage with Warp Spiders and the Warlock. Indomitable popped. Going to try and close the gap onto the Warp Spiders. Back on top of the Warlock. Let's see what he can manage to do. He's only... Look at the victory points. Ticking down. Ticking down. Still a single cap. It's not going to be enough. He invested a lot there to try and keep that cap in action. But it's not going to be enough. Can he get back onto the double cap over here? Yes, there are Dark Reapers in play, and it will be Grey Knight Terminators. That is the play from GuruSkippy here. Still a single cap, down to 8 victory points. With this double cap coming in very shortly, that will probably be the end of the game. Let's see if the Rangers can decap quickly enough. I don't think they're going to be able to. It's going to start ticking down. Rangers decapping. Are they going to be able to decap it swiftly? 4, 3 victory points. Skippy has sacrificed so much for these victory points. 2, 1. It's a single cap still. Ah! That decap over here won the game. Oh my god. Holy shit. That was a win or lose play. My god. Alright, we'll be back.